away about that, but let's see what is hypothesis testing. Okay, hypothesis or significance testing is a mathematical model for testing a claim, idea, or hypothesis about a parameter of interest in a given population set using the data measured in sample set. Okay, hypothesis testing is a mathematical model. Okay, there are set of rules you have to follow for this, for testing a claim or an idea or a hypothesis. Okay, claims are made by politicians, idea or hypothesis are done by scientists about a parameter of interest in a given population set. Calculations are performed on selected samples to gather more decisive information about characteristics of entire population, which enables a systematic way to test claims or ideas about the entire data set. Okay, so what is happening is, again there is a population, again there is a sample. So what we are trying to do here now is we are trying to test some idea. Okay, so what is that idea? So the idea could be that, so we'll see an example. So if I explain in this way, you'll not understand. So this is theory. So let us say that average marks in mathematics of class 8 student of ABC school is 85%. Let us say that average marks in mathematics of 8th standard. On the other hand, if we randomly select 30 students, so 8th class students of ABC school. So what is the population? Population is, let's say, all the students of ABC school, all the students of ABC school of class 8. So let's say of class 8. So there will be lot of subdivisions, a lot of section and all that, right? So what we have done is we randomly selected a sample of 30 students and calculate their average score. Okay, calculate their average score. Their average comes to 95. Average comes to 95. What can be concluded from this experiment? Okay, what are the conclusions that you can conclude from this experiment? Okay, these 30 students are different from ABC school's class 8 students. Hence, their average score is better. That is, behavior of these randomly selected 30 student samples is different from the population, all of ABC schools class 8 students, or these are two different populations. Okay, so what we are inferring, or what we are trying to understand now is, now we are slowly starting to move away and then start to test this. So what I'm saying is, so let's say this is your sample. So let's say this is your sample. Now what we are trying to test is this sample actually from this population P1, or actually this is actually completely something else. So this is your 8th class students. So let's say you went to 9th class students. So let's say you went to 9th class students and you're saying this actually sample is coming from this. Okay, so if you read this sentence, so these 30 students are different from ABC school's class 8th students, hence their average score is better. Okay, that is, the behavior of these randomly selected 30 student sample is different from the population, or these are two completely different population. Okay, so there is no difference at all. Okay, now the result is due to random chance only. That is, we found the average value of 85. It could have been higher or lower than 85 since these students have average score less or more than 85. So let me explain in simple terms. So let's say this is your population. Okay, let's say this is your population and you draw a sample. So let's say you draw a sample. So this is your sample. Okay, what is the average marks? So this is population of 8th class students, all of them. And this is a sample of 8th class students of mathematics. Okay, so mathematics score you got is, let's say, 85. Okay. Now, what is the two things that they are trying to figure out? The two things that they are trying to figure out is, this 85 value is just because of some random chance. Okay, just because of random chance. Why random chance? Because since you are taking a sample, okay, since you are taking a sample, there might be a random chance that you might pick these values. Let's say the topper students, let's say these guys are like high scoring students, right? So let's say this is out of 80 marks, sorry, 100 marks. So you went and took these. But in real life, the population or the average marks of this population is, let's say, 70% or 70 marks. 70 is the average out of 100 in general, right? But there is a random chance that you took only, or you considered only these top performing students. Okay, so that is possible, or this actually is completely a different population. So this is actually this sample actually is a different population. So this did not come from this population P, but this came from P2 actually. So this is not even eighth class standard marks. This is completely something else. Maybe this is marks of only toppers, or marks of only high performing students, or something like that. Okay, so these are the two ideas that we are trying to test. So what is the idea that we are trying to test? The idea that we are trying to test is this because of random chance? So what is the random chance? Is in fact, Mani, the population is for 8th class students marks of mathematics, and the sample, I took a random chance, or the random chance was that unfortunately or fortunately, the random selection that we did was only giving me the students with high marks. That is one idea, or the one thing. On the other hand, someone will come and say that, Mani, this is completely different population. This sample doesn't even belong to this one. Okay, so this is how your hypothesis testing will look like. So what are the different ways you can find, or different ways you can figure out how this explanation is correct or wrong? Okay, so these are the different ways you can figure out. So one thing is you can increase the sample size. Okay, so let's say if you increase the sample size, so let's say the sample size was, let's say, 50. Let's say you increase it to 100. So let's say you make a bigger sample size. Okay, that is one way you can figure out. Okay, one way you can figure out what is your average marks here, right? Average marks here. So test for other samples. You're like, this sample didn't do well, so let me take one more sample here. So let me take one more sample of 50 only, and see, do I still get, let's say, 85, or let's say will I get 70 here? So here I got 85 marks. Here I got 70. Okay, that is one more. So this is one more option for us to verify our study is correct. This is also one more option. Now, what is the third option? Calculate the random chance probability. Now, what is this? What does this mean? So this is where the confusion will come. We are trying to calculate that. In simple terms, if I have to explain, what we are trying to calculate is, what is the probability of this happening randomly, or what is the chance of this happening, right? So this is called your p-value. So this is called your p-value. Random chance probability. So I have a simple example to explain this, but this is your theory. So let me finish theory once. So this is what happened. So let's say you took one sample, you went to a school, you got 85 marks, but you want to verify, is this really the average marks of the students? Are the students extremely smart in this class? Okay, there are other options. What you can do is you can take other sample. So let's say if you take other sample and you get the average marks is 70, then you say, okay, maybe this sample has something wrong with this. I see another sample which is 70. I don't think this is correct measure. Okay, maybe I have to do one more sample. Okay, or you can say that, Mani, your sample is less, small, 50. Let me make it 100 or increase to 150. Still, if it is 85, then you can say maybe everyone is extremely smart there. Then they are getting a lot of good marks. That is also possible. Now, this is what happens in real life. These two options are costly as in costly in terms of money and time. So what people do is they calculate the random chance probability. Okay, they calculate the p-value associated with this. What p-value signifies is, did this happen by random chance, or is it actually the normal way of happening, or is it actually the how do I explain? Did it happen by luck, or is it that is it the real distribution of the population? So what I mean by that is, let me explain. I'll give you 2-3 examples so that you guys will get a hang of this. So let's say this is your population. Okay, so let's say topper is in the red. So let's say all the red dots are toppers. Toppers as in who scored, let's say 90 marks or let's say 80, more than 85 marks. So these are your toppers. Of course, class will have some average students. So these are your average students. Okay, so these are your average, let's say 50 to 60 marks. Okay, and some people are not listening to class, so they are, let's say, not performing well. Let's say they got less than 40 marks. So let's say these are your, this is your 40 mark students in the white. Okay, now let's say if I come here and I draw a sample. Okay, I draw a sample of, let's say 10. What is my sample size of 10? Okay, now I close my eyes. This is what I'm doing with closing my eyes. So let's say this I draw this 1 2 3 4 5. How much? 5, right? So let's say my sample size is 7 only, not 10. So let's say my sample size is 7. How many I drew? 5, 6 and 7. Okay, if I take this sample, what are the values that I will see here? The values I will see is 7 values of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, so this is your sample. Now what this p-value will compute is, like you can see, right, this is clearly luck, right? So luck, or basically like this is highly this is like lottery, right? Winning a lottery, right? What this actually sees is, so what is this, what is the probability or the chance of this actually happening out of so many samples. Okay, out of so many samples. So this value is given by your p-value. So what p-value signifies is, what is the probability of chance of happening this. Okay, what is the probability of chance of happening this? So if I have versus, so let's say if I have versus, so let's say if I have another random sample, so let's say if I have another population, so let's say the red dots is 1 2 and 3. So let's say all of them are, let's say, average students here. So let's say green 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 green, all of them are average marks. So let's say this is your average students. Okay, now when you draw a sample here, there is a very less chance that you will only end up with red values. Okay, here if you draw a sample, let's say if I draw another sample, so let's say if I have draw another sample, it can look like this also. So let's say this is your red, 1 red, 2 reds, and then let's say 3 reds, and let's say 4 whites. So let's say 1 2 whites, let's say 3 whites, and then 2 greens or something. Right, so this is also a valid sample. If you find the average, you will get average somewhere here 79, but here if you find the average marks, you will get 85. Okay, now what this p-value is explaining is, what is the probability of or the chance of selecting this sample. Like what is the probability, or what is the random chance probability, actually not probability, what is the random chance of this probability, right? What is the probability of this happening during your selection? Okay, so this value is denoted by your p-value. Did you guys get some idea what is random chance probability here? Let me know how many guys understood this in the first place. How many guys understood this?
Yeah, man, I got it.
Okay, so let me give you one more example so that you guys understand this properly before I explain hypothesis testing. Okay, so this is a simple example to explain random chance probability. Okay, now, so there are four brothers, let's say 4 siblings, and there is a pot with chits. Okay, so whoever name comes in the night has to clean the vessels. Okay, now assume truly random, assuming that the truly random. So what is this? So let's say on the first night, So this is your first night and Bill is not picked. So let's say Bill is not picked. So what is the probability that Bill is not picked on a night? So the probability is 3 by 4, because if let's say this is Mani, and then let's say this is Shankar, and then let's say this is Raj or someone, and this is Bill. Okay, so there are 4 siblings, and assuming that is truly random, okay, first night Bill is not picked. Right? So what is the probability? The probability is 3 by 4. What is the value? The value is basically, what is the value of 3 by 4? 30, 0.75, is it correct? Yeah. Okay, 0.75. So there is a 75% chance that Bill is not selected for the first day for washing dishes. Now, what is the probability that Bill is not picked continuously for 3 nights in a row? Okay, the probability value is given as 3 by 4 multiplied by 3 by 4 multiplied by 3 by 4. Okay, so the answer is 27 divided by 64. It is 0.42. Seems fair. So there is a 42% chance that Bill will not be selected for 3 nights continuously. Okay, fair money, seems fair. Okay.
Mani, I have one question. Why it is 3 by 4 now? It should be 1 by 4, right?
Right.
Only one person will be picked.
Yeah, only one person is picked.
Out of 4. But why we have given 3 by 4?
Yeah, you tell me. Bill not picked. How will you calculate that probability? The question is, what is the probability that on the first night Bill is not picked? So what is the probability that
1 minus Bill is picked.
So 1 minus 1 by 4, which is 3 by 4.
Okay.
Or so I think you guys have to go back to revision. So what is the total sample space for? What are the favorable outcomes? Favorable outcomes is if Mani is selected, or Shankar is selected, or Raj is selected. Does it satisfy my condition? Bill not selected? Yes. So what is this value? 3. 3 divided by 4. Is it clear?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, correct. 1 minus 1 by 4, or you can do 3 are the favorable candidates and remaining is that. Okay. Now what I'm trying to explain here is p-value, guys. So p-value and what is this connection with hypothesis testing and all that. So let me go back. So what is the probability that Mani, let's say Bill is not selected in the first night, is given by 3 by 4. What is the probability? So this is 75% chance. So if you calculate 3 by 4, it is 75%. 0.75 or 75%. Okay. Probability that Bill not picked 3 nights in a row, 3 by 4 divided by 3, so multiplied by 3 by 4, multiplied by 42%. Okay. Okay. Now let's say, what is the probability that Bill is not selected continuously for 12 nights? The answer is 3 by 4 whole power 12. The answer comes up to 3.2%. Okay. Now after how many nights? So let's say so after how many nights? So let's say 1 night has passed, Bill is not washing vessels. 2 nights have passed, Bill is not washing vessels. 3 nights have washed, Bill is not washing vessels. 4 nights have washed, Bill is not washing. 10 nights also washed, he is not washing vessels. Now before for washing vessels, what I have told, so there is a bowl with chits with their names. So after, let's say, 10 nights, what will you get a doubt? What doubt will you get? On what thing you will get a doubt? Right? So Bill is not picked here. After 2 nights also he is not picked. 3 nights also he is not picked. His siblings are washing vessels every day. 4 nights also not picked. After 10 nights also he is not picked. Right?
Bill name might not be there in that list.
Let's say Bill's name is there.
Okay.
Okay. Now what is your assumption? Your assumption is these are drawing the chits randomly. Okay, these are drawing the chits randomly. Now after 10 nights, what will you question now? Or what is that your doubt will get? What doubt will you get? That's fine. Bill's name might not be there. Let's ignore that option for now. Bill's name is there. What other doubt will you get? Is there something?
Bill is lucky.
Okay. Let's take that option. So Bill is lucky. So Bill is very, very lucky. Okay, Bill is lucky. Good answer. So Bill is lucky. Extremely lucky, I would say. Not lucky. Extremely lucky. Okay, that is one option. Now 11th night also passed. Till 10th, I will say he's lucky. Okay, I'll be like, okay, I'm washing vessels every day. I'm washing vessels. 11th day and 12th day, I will lose my patience and I will say something. What is that? 12th day, I'll lose something actually. I'll contradict this sentence. Let's see how many.
Patience.
No, patience I lost. That is fine.
Bias.
Bias. What is that bias? Can you explain in simple terms? Or can you think in this direction? What is this? What is happening?
The way the random is made is dubious. I mean, they're selecting.
Right. So what it means is the chits are not drawn in complete random fashion. Right. So there is something wrong with the chits, or there is some small and big or something going on. Now, what is the assumption that you made before starting your vessels or this experiment? The assumption that you made was assuming that these siblings are drawing the chits in a truly random fashion. If you draw the chits in truly random fashion, there is after some point, okay, till 4, 5, you'll say, ma'am, you're very lucky. Bill is very lucky. You'll slowly start doubting. After 10, right? After 10 or 11, you'll start saying, wait, something is completely wrong with this. This is not random, right? So you'll negate this. You will negate this assumption, right? So you'll negate this assumption. So this is, in simple terms, your hypothesis testing. Now, what is p-value associated here? The p-value associated is the luck that I told here. Bill is extremely lucky. Okay. Now, if you connect these two ideas, so what is the first idea? The first idea that I've explained is when I draw a sample of students from your population, I am only picking these students who are toppers. Okay. That is complete luck, right? So that is complete luck. What is this luck? That is because of this luck, or the random chance probability, RCP, random chance probability, that I ended up with a sample which is completely from the real population, but this sample has luck or some random chance probability that I ended up with only toppers in my sample. Okay, that is possible, right? On the other hand, what does this explain? So let's say, where does your patients die? Your patients actually dies somewhere after, like, everyone has an answer. Let's say my patients dies after 5%. Okay, so let me clear this. So let me explain in simple terms. So this is